possible, but then everything works. All right. So that is not actually Jet Form.
That is not the video game we're watching right now.
I am not, in fact, Mind of Me or Red Aramir. Neither is
I
Flynn, but we're going to get those names fixed up, and more importantly, we are going to see Swerb on the right, climb that tower, 7 crystals, go, go, go.
Yeah, we got a name change in the middle
Uh,
of all this.
Huge shout outs to Marty for stepping up to take care of this at the end,
Yes.
bailing us out with this finale. I want to see Swerb just execute the heck out of this game.
Yeah, I'm ready. There he is. There he be. Look at him go. That is also our friend werfjig on the left there. He is going over to Turtle Rock. Uh, you probably missed it, unless you were in the run of streams, but Swerb took an unfortunate death in Turtle Rock. We made fun of him for taking the big key door, big key chest door, and then he died in the room because of a very mean skeleton head that just kind of ran into him.
Yeah,
That's
so
kind of all you
turns out
missed.
turns out having stepped out there actually saves him some time. Long run, all is forgiven, I guess. But now
You
Swerb,
guess.
yeah, I guess. Right side, GT basement. No dice there. Gonna have to go left side for keys.
I also mentioned that that chomp was a mean placement because you kind of have to rethink the way that you go through that room. Just a small key on this torch here. Where do you think the big key is going to be? I know it's a little late.
I always just say Bob's chest.
What's the reasoning for that?
The first race I ever saw, it was in Bob's chest.
Oh, there is some lore behind there. Some people are just like, oh,
I
so
mean,
it's
my
just
reason's
cool.
not very good, but at least it's mildly interesting.
It's mildly interesting and also incorrect today. We got that in our Stalfos room, so pretty quick little jaunt through the big key situation. So we're just going to be climbing the tower.
So one of the great things about full inventory when you're doing this is like, a lot of these rooms, you just walk into them, you kill every enemy. Great, it's all good. But if you walk into a room and you see all those shadow enemies or something, that's when you just say, I'm not going to wait for these guys to spawn over and over. I just switch to ether. But we'll see how this plays out. Sometimes you just get 4 popos in the first room and everything's easy.
Man, I wish my GTs were like that.
More popos. Okay. And what? Okay, I'm mad. I'm I'm mad that I don't get this ever. And okay, finally we have a slightly less co-op. And okay, finally we have a slightly less co-op.
Finally.
I just want my rooms to be good too. I think that's our first Moldorm of the night in Landmo 2.
It is, and he's got 4 eyes. I just love when he dies because he just looks like a goober. I mean, he always looks like a goober, but he looks extra goobery with a bunch of eyes.
And sword beams actually come in really handy in that one room in particular, just because it lets you snipe those guys that are, or snipe that one guy on the right that's on a separate platform.
I do miss being able to use Samaria strats in that room when an enemizer is a thing. It's a very
Yeah.
satisfying 2 rooms, actually.
Oh, that is a nasty spot for a wall master.
There's, I'm telling you. So you learned this yesterday, is that not only do wall masters in the normal like spots still exist, but they are also in new spots as well, and that's just very rude.
There weren't enough bad things already with wall masters.
Yeah,
Let's add more.
I've had a bad time with wall masters.
So, hey, werfjig beat Turtle Rock. Took down that Trinex.
Yay!
Has the opportunity to make a little bit of time up in GT if he goes left, but that's not looking to be enough as Swerb's on cold start already.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that if you do not break this nerd's ice, when you hover, the next room is very, very broken and you can't proceed?
I do. I've seen people try it and
Yeah.
get messed up. So,
Yep.
have
I am one of those people. It's not fun.
is it feasible to hover after you break the ice?
Yes, but the odds of you being able to get your hover off before a puff coming and or like that. Well, actually, it's not the ice that's a problem because that drops regardless. It's the little puffs coming at you that makes it pretty difficult with 3 of them. Like it's already hard enough with one Moldorm trying to attack you. So the 3 puffs coming at you
Gotcha.
makes it a little difficult to get away before they can come touch you.
Shoutouts. Big shoutouts to that piece of heart
Yeah.
in the Moldorm 2 chest. That was 11 hearts Swerb just refilled. You know, not that he can't do Aga 2, but certainly it gives you a lot of breathing room, and then it makes the Ganon fight look a little safer.
This this Aga is super cool, don't you think?
Yeah, these patterns aren't great. The only thing that's shooting in a reasonable direction is from the main Aga, and sometimes that's just a nasty blue ball. And sometimes he's so out of sync you can't even hit the main one's shots
Just
anymore.
doesn't work. Ooh, that was a good double
There we
though.
go. Nice lineup.
Good work, Swerb. You know, I do have a small Swerb, don't no! What are you doing?
Is
Alright,
Swerb on your roster?
I swear no. But
Then he's hurting someone else's roster.
it wasn't that. It was him poking Aga's dead body.
Oh, I thought it was the bonking after.
No, I don't care about the bonking. Swerve was straight up just shoving his sword into Aga's lifeless body.
Wow.
It's very cruel. Very cruel.
Did you know that Ganon's fact is true? And the first time I saw it, I felt like an idiot because I tried it.
Oh, the humming thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think the
did know
first
that was
time
true, but not because of Ganon.
it came out midway through a tournament or something, so we had like 1,500 people watching it when that message debuted. And it was 1,500 people simultaneously tricked by Vitor.
Swerve.
Oh.
You let Ganon touch you.
Don't hug the
That's
pig.
okay. And do you know Aga got his revenge for what Swerve did?
I guess so, yeah. But just don't hug the pig. Don't hum with your nose closed, and don't hug the pig. And
Yo.
don't talk and chat until you're finished on the restream. Those are entirely unrelated and presented without context.
My favorite part is the fact that he admitted to drafting himself. So he owned himself, and that makes me happy.
Oh well, man, that's on him then.
I do have a small complaint
Yes.
with our new layout. Your name is before mine now, and I just feel very insulted.
I want to say, oh, that's just because it's alphabetical, but it's not
But
alphabetical.
it's not alphabetical.
There's a lot of people I'm.
Okay, I would really like to find a situation where the F.
There's a lot of people I'm alphabetically before, but not before you. But shout outs to Marty for fixing that on the fly.
Thank you, Marty.
That was great.
I appreciate that.
congrats
I
to
am now
Swerb.
pleased. I am not upset anymore.
That is a dot done with an official time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, 43 seconds.
Did you like that that bow placement? Did ya?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like nice and early, right? It was in the well. Yeah, it was
I
great.
think it was, yes.
The well and then the back of swamp was fine.
So I have to imagine that our good friend Swerb is gonna want to talk to the both of us. And if he doesn't, then he's gonna be in trouble.
All right, sounds like no interview from Swerb.
Dang.
That's all right. We can talk about werfjig.
We can talk about werfjig, who is currently my better friend right now.
Until he doesn't do an interview, he is my better friend as well.
Yes.
I did not know that the knockback on a Samaria shot was enough to just bop the Helmosaur into the pit. That's cool.
Now you know. Enemizer teaches you so many little things.
So many little things. So many of which are only useful in Enemizer.
What other little thing? I'm trying to rack my brain on what other little things I've
Well,
learned
for instance,
throughout my
If
years.
you try to hover across the Muldorm tube when the world's staring in the room, this is only applicable in Enemizer.
That is true. All right, we were just talking about that, and I couldn't even remember it. Ooh, that was some spicy tech. I enjoyed that.
He could shoot through there. I'm not even sure what I would have done in that situation.
I don't know either, but it would not be that, whatever it was.
Probably just fall a bunch, curl up into a corner, and cry. Yeah, werfjig, get your magic. Thank you. Thank you. You had me worried there.
This is not a fun spot for Cold Stare to be. It's already just not fun with a Moldorm. I said that earlier, but it's just, if Moldorm's already there and it's annoying, and Moldorm's not even, I don't know.
Like, maybe you get lucky and the cold stare puffs spread out, but if they all stay close together, they can really just, like, gang up on you, and then you can troll people with that chest. It's werfjig.
I'm laughing at Burf. The little kick up dust in front of the Moldorm 2 chest.
He's
Or
got his
the
arm
Cold
like-
Stare 2 chest. It tickled me. Alright, let's see how werfjig's Agaphyte goes.
Let's see if he can make any better sense of these awful patterns.
This first one isn't bad. This first one's a pretty easy double. And then it kind of gets not fun. Yeah. That's 3 hits. This is where it gets a little funky. Yeah, and then this one's gonna... Oh, he didn't even get the blue balls. What a champion.
Now I'm curious.
Timing
does that
it.
mean the next one would be blue ball?
Oh.
I don't know. We're not going to see.
Alright, well, I can't remember. That it was either the same amount of
I feel like that was
cycles
one
or
cycle
one less.
faster.
Yeah, I think it was one less. So werfjig wins the Aga game today. Another part of my my favorite part. Why can't words are so difficult? Wow. Woo! Another of my favorite parts of Enemizer is seeing like the goofy little sprites that pop up, like with Ganon, and if you're in standard, like all the guards are goofy at the beginning.
Yeah, or that weird corruption you sometimes get as the seed goes on.
Yeah.
Like everyone's feet turns into arrows.
Or like earlier when you dashed through the bush and the smithy just showed up out of nowhere. werfjig's gonna have to be a little careful so he doesn't pull a swerb. Ooh, that was a testy slash there. Gonna be grabbing his cape to get a couple more cheeky hits. And the fire bat decides to give him the touch. Oh, he has a fairy!
That is way better than what happened to Swerb.
That is better than what happened to Swerb.
I was worried we were going to have to start calling that pulled a werfjig or something like that. Now werfjig's fine. It's good.
Nope.
You got this.
Oh, well. Yeah. Oh, God.
Besides, he picked up red mail, so he's really good.
Yeah, he's doing great. I'm proud of my friend Werf. Look at him go. Oh, yep. He just really likes fire bats. That's all. He just really likes.
And the blue potion. This guy came prepared for this fight.
And we will be able to get the last 2 hits in on Ganon here. Finishing off the pig, holding his sword up in the air. Probably thinking everyone that the Enemizer is over. And there he goes, with an official SRL time of 1:57.27. werfjig, my better friend, has finished the seed. GG.
Congrats to both runners.
So yeah, this was fun, Phylleon. I have gotten confirmation that Swerb will join us. He was just waiting for Werf to finish up and take care of some other stuff. Werf is flexing that speed up option on good old emulator. So we'll see if he finishes his credits before Swerb. I love the Triforce pieces. Look at him go! I miss this. Being a console girl now, I do miss the speed up function. There it is, fantasy people. There are your stats.
So I'm not sure if we're gonna get these guys in for an interview.
Swerb did say he'll join for interview, so we'll see what's happening.
I want to shout out that collection rate. 159 on the left, 158 on the right. That's I guess that's what happens when you both full clear Pendant Ice and Pendant Swamp. Like that's how it all pans out.
But in different situations, which kind of makes me giggle.
Yeah. Imagine both runners clearing Pendant Ice, one looking for Fire Rod, one looking for Canis Amaria, neither finding it. I don't have to imagine it. I saw it here.
You did. See here. You know what else I see? I see my friend Swerb in the chat with us. GG's. I see him.
Hello?
I don't hear him.
Yo, thanks.
Yo, what's up, friend? Congrats. You are officially my friend again.
Oh, what? I didn't know we were fighting.
Oh, you missed my fighting words. Never mind.
It's all good. It's all good.
Well, now, wow. Okay. I have to take some time to process that. But I'm glad we're friends again. I'll
Well,
find out if I accept your friendship again once I find out what we were fighting about.
we were fighting because you said you weren't going to come in for an interview at first.
I had to use the potty.
Well, now that you're back, tell us about the seed. How do you feel? What'd you like? What didn't you
Seed
like?
sucked. Not really. Obviously it felt really good until about the 45-minute mark or so. And then spending 40 minutes looking for the fire rod was not great.
Was it 40 minutes?
I mean, it was a while.
Yeah, I guess it was. We also do have werfjig in here with us. GG for you as well, my friend.
GG. And GG's Swerb.
Yo, thanks, GG to you. I don't think it was actually 40 minutes, but it was close. It was more than 30, I think.
Yeah. So to give both of you context for what kind of happened, Swerb was looking for the fire rod. werfjig was looking for Samaria. Those were the otherwise you guys kind of did the same things. You made a couple of different routing choices dungeon wise, but for the most part it was pretty much just kind of like swapping back and forth on what you guys were doing, and then it just came down to Swerb went to pod first, so he had the mirror, so when he went to go check out Meyer area, he was able to nab that Samaria right then and there. And that was kind of the big routing choice that made the difference.
Oh, that makes a ton of sense. I was trying to figure out what could potentially hold someone up in that seed other than the fire rod, because I was just hunting that forever, and I totally forgot. Yeah, Samaria was mirror locked, and that was a great mirror location. I had a good laugh. It's always the perfect spot for it.
Yep. Right where you want it, when you had actually beaten Eastern by that point. And actually, so did Werf when he eventually got around to doing pod. But he did do them back to back. He went over to Eastern a little later, and then went into pod and found that mirror. And I'm sure you were very happy about it.
I was expecting dark rooms to be a lot scarier in this seed.
I made a joke. I said something around the lines of, yeah, we're not really going to see any dark rooms, most people don't want to go in there if it's Enemizer. They're spooky. And then the lamp just wasn't showing up. I'm like, never mind. I'm a big liar.
Yeah, it really works out when both fire sources are in a freaking swamp.
Yeah, that was goofy.
And your dark rooms weren't particularly nasty either. There was a lot of just walk in. Oh, hey, look, it's tiny enemies. Let's kill them.
Walk in, hey, Bombos.
Yeah. So
yeah, early bombs helps that too.
Swerb in Eastern, did you notice the spike in that room, in the second dark room?
I heard it. I think it hit me once too. Yeah.
Okay. We didn't notice it. So when werfjig went in, he bombosed the enemies, and I saw the shadow of it. I'm like, oh, that was in there. I didn't notice at first. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, because I think I got everything caught up in Berna and killed everything, and then I heard the spike bouncing around, and I think I walked into it or got hit by it.
Yeah, it was one of those yellow spikes.
So, Swerb, there's something I want to ask you about. It was when you were in the south part of the Dark World.
Oh boy.
After you return the purple chest, you go back to the Dark World. And a couple minutes earlier, you had mirrored out of Thieves' Town because of that nasty cold stare.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Did you know what your Hoarder Crab prize was, or was that just a gamble and hope?
Oh, that was just a gamble. Well, it wasn't necessarily a gamble. I wasn't counting on oh, I need magic from this thing. My plan was after I cleared out some more of those overworld checks, because I got all the items out of Thieves' Town, so I wasn't that concerned about killing Cold Stare. But I kind of had that route in my mind of kind of routing back up north, and if I got back to Thieves' Town without magic, I was just going to flute to the witch's hut and flute back.
I'm gonna drop some hot game knowledge on you real quick, Swerb. if you
He's
go to
gotta
the,
know.
if, I don't know. If
I'm
you
sure
go
he
to,
knows.
well,
Oh, the tree.
yeah. Why didn't you do that?
I forgot.
Forgot. Okay. So you forgot. That's
He knows.
cool.
Well, once you mentioned it, and you were like, "Oh, there's this thing, you know?" And I was like, oh yeah, there's that thing. I like literally, I don't think I've ever actually used that. I've seen people use it, and I'm always like, "Oh crap, I got to remember that." I'm sure it comes in handy some point.
It sure does.
I forgot
I mean,
to remember it.
it wasn't a big deal. It's not like that room is a pain to get back to, so it wasn't the end of the world. I just didn't know if you knew or not. Phileon had more faith in you, apparently.
Of course I do.
That's why Phileon's my friend,
Hey,
and we're
Swerb
fighting
and
apparently.
werfjig are my friends.
they're both my friends. I enjoy both of them.
Hooray!
But, yeah, you guys kept the race really interesting, kind of from the start. Like werfjig, you headed over to desert pretty early, and desert of course sucked. Aside from giving you 2 items, but that moon pearl had you in the dark world, while Swerb was still doing Ice Palace.
What?
Sorry,
Yeah, hold
Eastern
on.
Palace.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go. I was
Hacks!
like,
Hacks!
Yeah. So
sorry,
Purple
words
was
are
real
hard.
concerned.
Yeah, I got that moon pearl pretty late, and I was a little bit concerned, but I also was like, I didn't really waste time by like clearing Hera and like Eastern before finding the moon pearl, so I wasn't that concerned about it. I was really concerned about like escape for a very long time though.
Same here.
Did you ever go into it, Swerb? I don't think you
Nope.
did. Yeah. Orf eventually did.
It must have been
Very-
that one check that cost me 8 minutes.
that was it. It was that one.
No, I eventually like committed to just the classic like, well, if it's in escape, I'm screwed, so I'm going there last. Like if I didn't find that fire rod in Left Side Swamp, I was fully planning on going back to Meyer so I can check the 2 firelock chests because I had both the items, of course. And then I was gonna get the green pendant and turn that in and pull the ped, and then I would have probably done escape if there was nothing else left.
I mean, it's one of those things where if your opponent has already done that, you're kind of in a bad spot anyways. So you kind of do go for those kind of more risky plays if it gets closer to the end and you're only looking for one item, just based on pure, uh, not luck, but the odds of being able to bring it back.
Speaking of desert being not good, I actually fluted to the Maya area to do desert, and then I remembered that I had checkerboard left, and that's why it took me so long to get to Kane. So thanks, desert.
Oh,
But yeah,
it's
I
a
was
good thing that you checked checkerboard before doing desert.
yeah for sure. I actually felt really good about that seed until the Samaria hunt, and then because
Yeah.
once I found Fire Rod, I was feeling really good.
Yeah,
I figured that it was
it
before.
Sorry, keep going.
Oh, that was it. That was the end of my sentence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that was when we were kind of like, oh man, this could go either way at this point. Because yeah, like we said, Swerb was still looking for the fire rod. He was doing a couple different things. Him going into Ice Palace was where I was like, Werf could bring like this back pretty easily. I don't even know if it was a bring it back thing. It was like it could go either way.
I had
On
the
who
darndest
found what
time with
first.
Icebreaker too.
Yeah, that it was fine.
I
It was
didn't get
different.
to do-
I didn't really know what was going on. You do it a different way than me, so I was like, I don't know what he's doing right now.
I am sad I did not get to do Icebreaker.
Okay. I didn't know you could do diver down with bombs. You taught me something today.
Oh yeah, I need to learn that.
Yeah, I had no clue.
That's a
Keep
really
an eye
fun
out
strat.
and watch your.
Yeah, he did it
Whatever
in because he obviously didn't have Samaria, but he did it in the flood the key. He got to flood the key on purpose.
Yeah, that was
Oh, that's how it works. Yeah, I had just heard about that. Like Keon yesterday told me I had to like save 5 seconds or something, and I was like, "Well, T," and he was like, "I don't know how to do it," and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, thanks. Thanks for nothing."
that was helpful.
it is really fun tech, but when I pulled that single arrow, I was like, this is gonna be for nothing, isn't it? And then fire rad, so I was feeling really good at that point.
Yeah,
what
you
a
were.
turnaround.
Yeah, you were in a good spot. Yeah, I mean, it's rando's gonna rando. Sometimes the item isn't in the location where you look. Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
I learned that one more time today.
And I'm sure it'll be many more times.
Often just comes down to both people looking for the last item, like this one, I guess. It sounds like we're both feeling pretty good. We're just hunting for our last item.
Yeah, it was a very fun watch. I enjoyed it. I can't speak for Philion, but I'm gonna assume he had fun.
Yeah, I had fun. Why wouldn't I have? Watched people play video games.
You sound ecstatic. You're gonna need to, I need you to calm down, Philion.
Yeah, you're getting a little too excited now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I just video games.
Video games.
All right.
So yeah, thank you both.
Next week, mystery. Are you guys doing it?
Absolutely.
I don't know. You think
That's an answer.
W plans out our week on like Monday. Like usually the other team will like ping us and be like, "Hey, who's racing this week?" And then it'll be like, "Oh yeah, we should probably figure that out, huh?"
You mean you don't have every week planned down to the T?
No, I don't even know what the week after next week is. So that's how prepared I
That's cross keys.
It's cross keys.
Okay, and then it's like the co-op and
And then
spoiler
it's
log
spoiler
stuff.
log and then co-op, yeah. I expect you to remember this. It's gonna be on the pop quiz later.
I already forgot.
Too bad.
So yeah, how are you feeling going into next week? Werfjig, since apparently Swerb doesn't know what's going on in life.
Feeling kind of bummed that I didn't take this home for my team. Honestly, I gotta bank on Revenant taking out Pika Pals tomorrow.
Yeah,
So,
I was wondering
see.
if this was your first game for the team this week. So
Yeah, the
You
next
still get
one's
those-
tomorrow at
Okay.
8, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
who's
Maybe.
playing for your team, Swerb?
Pika Pals.
Oh, oh my gosh! Don't listen to me. Oh my goodness. He
I don't. Never
literally just said that. Oh
You
wow.
sure did.
Yep. I wanted to hear it from you.
I could have been lying.
You could have been lying. I didn't think you would lie to me.
But yeah, no, I needed this win since, the first week I lost. We both of our first week games, and I didn't race last week, so I needed to get a win so I would be on the board.
Yeah, you're both at 9 points right now. I don't know how the rest of your division's looking points wise. I don't have it up right now, unfortunately.
9 seems like a good score at this point in the league.
Yeah, I
It is.
think-
It's a score that I have, so I'm happy.
I think it's
with
a
it.
very popular score for our division right now. Meaning
Right,
that there's
so
a
tomorrow is
logjam.
gonna be a big deal.
Yeah,
yeah.
tomorrow one of these teams will be shot up to 12 points, which
Or we'll both end up at 10.
or you could both end in 10. That is also a situation that could happen.
All right.
But
Any final thoughts, friends?
Well, it was a fun seed. Thanks for commentating and tracking and restream.
Yo, thanks to Yoinker's wife for tracking. Thanks to Golden Roses for starting that restream out. It was their first, and then their internet went bad. So thanks to Marty for stepping in and keeping that going for the end.
Yeah, appreciate it. All of you for working behind the scenes there. And I'm gonna go practice Ganon because I'm pretty sure I've died to Ganon like every seed I've played for like past 3 weeks.
I'm going to
luck with
recommend
that.
you not do that.
Go for it. I believe.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you, Phileon, for talking with me for 2 hours.
Oh, thanks. I like video games.
I also like video games. So yeah, I think that's going to wrap us up. I don't have the schedule up for the rest of the day. Give me a
There's
moment.
one race still going
Okay.
on Speed Gaming. That's it for the night. First race tomorrow is at 12:10 p.m. Eastern.
Perfect. Do it. Watch them. Be there. Have a good night, everyone.